When accessing the Timeline Events report within Upshot, we're able to view the number of attendees who have timeline events, as well as the total number of times each timeline event has been recorded. Here, for example, 82 attendees have had 300 events recorded on their profiles. We can also see the breakdown for individual timeline event types. For example, on this account, 20 attendees have had 32 events related to a change in their education, employment, and training status. Using the filters on the right-hand side, we can narrow down the report within Upshot to look at only a specific timeline event, and, for example, only those timeline events associated with a particular project, along with other filter options. Users also have the option to export a download of the timeline event report. This allows us to see greater detail about the timeline events recorded, such as the associated projects, activities, outcomes, and recording user, as well as view the written notes within the timeline events. The structure of the report allows us to carry out analysis of this data, but perhaps moreover, the timeline events report provides us with a place where we can view all of our timeline events in one go, rather than having to go to each of the attendee profiles that we are interested in viewing. For small amounts of data, users will have the option to both download immediately from the site or download the export via email. If the report shows 10,000 items, which is calculated by multiplying the number of timeline events by the number of attendees, only the option to download via email will be available. The download via email option will also allow users to download personal details of attendees alongside the information about their timeline events, which may aid in further analysis. It is recommended to make any filters necessary before downloading in order to download just the data you are interested in viewing within that export. Once downloaded, the export will open in Excel. Here there are a number of tabs presenting the timeline events data. The first tab provides some information about the export which has been run, as well as some notes about what is contained within the download. The second tab provides us with the raw timeline event data. Each timeline event will be within its own row, while in the columns we can see the attendee name, the date of each timeline event, the event type and value, any notes added to the event, associations to projects and their activities, the recording user, and the date and time the event was recorded. This allows us to more granularly view the details of the timeline events. Using the filter arrows along the top of each column, we can also further filter within the export itself, or sort the data by each column. For example, sorting by the attendee ID will group each of the attendees together within the export. The third tab displays a summarized view of the raw data for each attendee. For example, we can see all of the events for Hannah and easily see that this attendee has had 3 events added for her EET status. We then have a second raw data tab. On this tab, each outcome is within its own row to aid with the data analysis if wanting to report by outcome. We can then use the event ID to see each individual timeline event. For this event, for example, we can see that the event has been associated to 4 different outcomes. Again, filtering here might make it easier to analyze the data and view just what we're after. The final tab again summarizes the raw data, this time from the raw outcomes data tab. Here we can see, for example, 2 timeline events associated to the outcome of higher aspirations for the future. One real advantage of raw timeline event pages is the ability to manipulate and analyze the data all in one place. There are many different use cases for how you might use this data, including filtering, ordering, or using pivot tables to further interrogate the data that you exported from the timeline events report. If you want further advice on how to analyze your data, do get in touch with us at Upshot if you'd like to discuss your specific needs and reporting requirements.